Hello everyone, I'm back again. I can't stay off these videos. This is my newest thing. I feel like I'm talking to all of you. I feel like you're right over here, like right on the other side of my camera here, and I'm just talking to you. So we're gonna have some fun with this. So we're talking about magnets. And thank you, one of you gave me an assist the other day. I think it might have been Jeffrey who found this book behind our bookshelf in the back kind of pockets of our bookshelf. And it's called The Mystery of Magnets, and I love that. So I'm going to read us a couple of pages here. This one is interesting. Have you ever wondered about magnets? I'm going to focus on this page right here because this is really important about what we're talking about today. A magnet contains a force that attracts certain metals like iron. Okay, and you can see here that these are magnets and they are attracting all of these paper clips. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to see the screen when I have this open. So to define what magnetism is an invisible force that pushes or pulls some objects together without touching them. So we know when two objects like magnets are attracted to each other, we call that attraction or attract. And when they don't want to meet up like this, they're kind of fighting against each other with this invisible force. They're repelling each other. So that's what we covered yesterday. But today we're going over the dictionary definition of what magnetism is. And that's what I sent you today. Your parents have a copy of a worksheet that I just read off of. And I'll read it again. Magnetism is an invisible force that pushes or pulls some objects without touching them. So I just really want you to take a look at that sheet. It's designed to, the way you do these sheets is you trace over it. That's why they're doing it with like dotted and dashed lines so that you're tracing over it. But that's giving us practice in our handwriting. It's also giving us practice in writing something. And when you write something and when you talk about it and you see it in a book, you see it that way and then you do little experiments with it. That's how you remember everything. So I'm going to skip a couple of pages here and I'm going to come to a different page. And this one's all about different types of magnets. So this is a horseshoe magnet, and for obvious reasons it's called that because it's shaped like a horseshoe. These are called block magnets, and I'm sure we've seen these before. These magnets here are called U-shaped magnets, and they're very similar to horseshoe magnets. You really could call these horseshoe here. These ones right here are bar magnets, and these ones right here are called disc magnets, and a disc is a circular object that is flat on one or both sides. So it has the shape of a circle this way, but like this way, the thickness of it is kind of flat. And then this right here, this is a picture of some different rod type of magnets. Now here's a cool fact that I just came across, and I knew this, but it just reminded me to teach this. So we know this part right here, right? Every magnet has a north pole and a south pole. And then here's the other part. This is cool. You see these are called iron filings, and they're actually very tiny pieces of iron. If you can imagine thousands of tiny pieces of iron, that's what this is right here. And you can actually see where the magnet is strongest. It's strongest right here and here at the tip, which are also called its poles. One of these is a north pole. The other one is a south pole of that magnet. And you could see the iron filings, they're kind of smart like that. Magnets and iron filings together. The iron filings, they don't lie. Wherever they go, wherever they mass up into a big group like this, is where the magnet is the strongest. Now let's take a little bit of a look at that. So I'm going to work with these horseshoe magnets we had yesterday. So we're going to test the theory that these are strongest at the tips. So we know, let's see if we can see this. This is the north pole of the magnet, this is the south, and the same on this one. And when we put them together like that, they attract each other because on magnets, opposites attract. North is opposite from south. We know that from direction. We know that from when we made maps. But when we try to put a south with a south, or on the bottom, the red to the red, a north to a north, they repel each other. Okay, so that's not good. So, but the other thing we're trying to cover is if these magnets are the most strong on the tips. That's where they have the strongest magnetic force. Okay, it's an invisible force we can't see. So let me kind of put these together. We know a north and a south and a north and a south are going to attract each other. I can feel them pulling. It's that invisible force of magnetism together. And they're going to hold nice and strong like that. Let me see if I can, let's see, can you see my eye through the, oh, that's pretty cool. It's fun what you could do with a camera, on a camera phone. It's just, I'm having fun, you know. I'm a teacher, I always have fun. So the other thing you could do is this. We could try to, let's see, I'm sorry. This should be attracted to that, and it is, but you see, it's not really that strong. The pull is not that strong. I'm kind of forcing these together because this is strong on this magnet, but this is the side of this magnet. The tip is where it's strong. So when I try to connect them this way, the attraction, the way they're attracted, is weaker. Okay, so it's really not, if I tried to like hold that like that, let's see if I can hold it like that. You see, it actually wants to grab it by the tip. But if I try to grab it there, it's just not going to do it. But even when I go there, you see what it does? You see how that magnet scooted around? And you see that's strong enough to hold each other because the strongest part of this south pole on the magnet, the red, I'm sorry, on the north part of the magnet, red, is attaching to the strongest part of the magnet, the other magnet, which is the north pole. So that's a little bit about a magnetism. And again, that definition of magnetism, let me pull up my screen here again, is magnetism is an invisible force, we can't see it, that pushes or pulls some objects without touching them. And in the case of these magnets are pulling together or pushing away when they repel. So pulls when they're attracted and pushes when they're repelling. So I hope that was a good video. I hope nothing was too confusing. I hope I explained it really well. You know, if I was there, if we were together, I can explain it a little better. Then I can call on you and say, yes, there's a question there. And then we could have more understanding. But what I'm going to need you to do is to talk it through with your parents. You can have a conversation with them about it. I know some of you have been FaceTiming each other, which is a way of using your parents' phone on one end and your parents' phone at your friend's house to talk to each other. Maybe when you talk, you're not going to talk just about Lego or dolls or unicorns or My Little Ponies. Maybe you could talk about magnets. That would be awesome. All right, have a great day. I will see you later. I'm going to also do a read aloud for you in a little while, so stay tuned. I'll be sending that video maybe just about a half an hour to an hour or so. All right. Oh, and I also need to get outside and do that video. So 2 more videos coming today. See you soon. Bye.